What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Smokin Guy, coming at you with another Smokin podcast. And guess what, guys? We're on episode three. That's right. All right, we getting into it. We got a lot to talk about. We got a little bit. We got I would say, a couple hours before the start of free agency. So we've had a uh, couple free agent signings, but nothing too big. 49ers are never really the ones to make big splashes um, right at the start. It's never been us. But what I do want to get into is I want to say my theory on why Jimmy G is still on the team. All right. So me personally, I wouldn't say personally, but I would say a thought comes across my head when a reason why he could be still on the team. All right. Jimmy put this team in a bad spot when he elected to get his surgery a couple days after the draft, the combine started. So this is real petty, but it could be the Niners like, all right, well, since you want to do that, and now the teams that did want to trade for you are holding back on you because now they want to wait and see about your shoulder, and now we can't pull the trigger on you getting traded because of you. So there's other teams that are interested in Jimmy, but Jimmy doesn't want to go there. But once the new league year starts, Jimmy has no say, and that's when he can. That's when I believe the Niners are like, okay, we were going to try to work with you, but now since you put us in this hole, you forced our hand, and this is what's going to happen. You're going here, and this is what we're going to take for it. They might take a low round pick, a 6th round pick, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. They're like, but this is where it's got to go, and that's where I think this is going to end up going. That's where I think he's going to get dealt sometime after the league year or right at the deadline. But I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna be dealt after the league year because after the league year, once the new league year starts, he doesn't have that no trade clause. They can trade him to wherever they want to. So that's my that's my theory. They were willing to work with him, but since you know they kind of tied their hands, now they're gonna do what they have to do to protect their organization, and they're gonna give him to the highest bidder. Doesn't matter where he's going now. So that's why I think that's my theory on why Jimmy's still on the team. You know, all right. But just to clarify, so that's one theory. One theory that I believe that he's still on the team. There's other things that come into fact, but just we all have like, it could be this. This is one idea, but it's very far fetched. But hey, you never know in this business now. But it's just interesting. It's tell, the real. We can kind of see how the organization felt about Jimmy on the way out is where he ends up at. If he lands in a good spot, then we know that they weren't really affected by this decision for him to get his shoulder done. But if he goes somewhere in a bad situation for pennies on the dollar, then you kind of understand. You kind of feel where how the organization felt about Jimmy on the way out. So this we'll transition, and so 49ers and I is excuse me. Um, it's crazy to see how 49er fans are so eager to want us to always make that splash day one, first couple hours of free agency go, overpay and make the headlines. And when I want to just say to the faithful, when have we ever did that? When have we ever just made headlines and making the big free agent splashing? You know, when besides Deion Sanders, that's arguably the best defensive player. But when I'm talking about like recently and how this uh this this regime, when have we ever went out and did that? We don't. We don't. What we do is we go after the guys that are tailor made for our culture, our scheme fit, and we plug them in and we bring them in that's willing to work hard. And as much as we want these players have to fit our criteria as well, not just one way. We're just willing to accept you, whatever. I think that plays a part in who the 49ers bring in, because you can be the best player in the world and your character is shitty. And we go about we see how they felt with Reuben Foster. Reuben Foster, they gave him the benefit of the doubt, and what happened? Once, cool. Second time, mm-mm. There's no coming back from that. We'll give you one chance, but then once you burn us, it's a wrap. So, and I don't think they want to go. They built their reputation and they built the the pristine of this regime as being a culture where they're all hard workers. They don't. There's nobody has really a. I would say they're not all choir boys, but they're not out. They don't have DUIs. Knock on wood. They're not out beating their wives. They're not out there hitting women. So we're not looking to bring in guys like that. So that you can take that as it is. So that kind of knocks off, who the 49ers are going to bring in. Yeah, there's big name free agents, but if they have character flaws, they're not coming to 49ers. And you guys just have to realize that. Um, but we just have to embrace that these guys know more than we do. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to make it as simple as that. But us as fans, we have no control over what they do. You think us getting upset about, oh, they got to do something, oh, they got to do something. You think that's going to make that? You think they care? No, there's a process to this. All right, we're not going to see it right now. We're fans. We don't see. We live and die by every day. And these guys, they're thinking more the season. They're already thinking about the season right now. So you may not get the moves that they're making right now, but the moves they're making right now would have the future in mind. So you guys gotta just have to sit back and enjoy this process that's going on, this free agent process, because it's gonna be the free agents. We're hyping over all these big name free agents that are going. This is gonna go by. All right. So now after that it's the draft, and it's gonna be the draft darlings and who everybody thinks that we should get and who we should draft and who this and who that. We just enjoy this process. Every year we do this. I enjoy this process. That's why I got into podcasting. This is why I'm getting into um, scouting, breaking down film. Is because I love this process. And this is why I want to record my stuff, because now I want to be able to track to see if I was right versus the decisions that these guys are making, because they have more inside knowledge. And to the players and the team, well, I'm taking it as for a bird's eye view, and let's see who's right at the end of the day, like at the end of the year, and see if you know, and to see what these draft picks made out on our team. So, or these free agents that would have panned out on our team. So this is why we do it. But I'm not going to sit here and think that I know more than John Lynch. It is what it is. I'm a fan. This is what I love to do, and so I think as us fans, we need to realize and just take a step back and just enjoy this process. Win or lose, we're gonna be here. So let's just chill, enjoy the process, and let's go. So we did sign two free agents. One big name. I wouldn't say big name, but one major free agent, and that is I don't want to mess his name up. I already written it down. Javarius Ward. Javarius Ward. And at first, he was linked to the Niners a couple weeks ago. I would say he was one of the first. I think it was him, J.C. Jackson. There were two that was named off like early, and that's kind of when I started thinking about like, oh, okay. I didn't really know. I honestly, I didn't even know about him until we got the news that we are interested. So we looked at some of his films, and I like what I see. I like what I see. You know, 49ers, he fits that mold of where I think the defense is going. Whereas before we were more of a zone three kind of team. Now where I think we're going, D'Amico wants to be aggressive. So he wants to play man. He wants people to be able to do that, be able to press in that press man coverage. So guys like Avery Thomas are going to start. We're going to play more of a role as long as he can be able to press and be aggressive without being called for penalties. That's what's more important. That's what we're looking for. Aggressive but no penalties. And when you look at Travarius Ward's tape, you see that he's very aggressive, but he's not pulling. He's always in a good situation. I mean, of course, he's gonna get beat. Their corners, every corner gets beat, but 9 times out of 10, or he has more good plays than bad plays. He has more pluses than minuses. If you want to say this is how I grade film, more pluses than minuses. And as a corner, that's what you need. Great tackler, very physical at a point of attack. Let's pull up some of his stats because his stats mhm. Very square. There we go. All right, so last season he had 56 solo tackles. All right, he didn't have no sacks, three missed tackles, three missed tackles. That's great. Three missed tackles. Um, that says a lot as far as even if somebody's gonna catch the ball or he's coming up, he just covers. Yeah, coverage or coming up to support the run. Three missed tackles. I like that. And okay, two interceptions last year. That's good. How many interceptions the did anybody? How many interceptions did the fucking Avery Thomas have last year? One, right? I think he only had one. One interception. All right. How many interceptions did Jimmy Ward have? No, let's just do corners. K1. K1 he probably had one or two. Yeah, one or two. And then Mosley probably had one or two as well. Because we didn't have that many interceptions. Not from our corners. We had two. You know, I like that. Passer rating allowed 77 passer rating allowed. One pass targeting. That's awesome. Yards per reception 12. That's a little high, but hey, but 77 passer rating when they're passing to you, you're not doing. Yeah, he's gonna get that, but they're not passing to him. Man, I like that. I like that. like I said, we won't as fans, we won't get the benefit. We just see the name and the stats. But I think that this play right here, this free agency, this free agent sign was low key solid because now we have two solid studs. Avery Thomas was we will see what he has, but we know what you're gonna get with Mosley. Ward, when he comes in, you know what you're gonna get with him. He's a proven veteran. He's not a he's with Avery Thomas. You want to see him sustain and build on to what he did last year. So that's what that's what I that's what I that's why I think bringing on Javarius was a good thing. You know, we didn't get JC Jackson. That's cool. There's other corners that you know, and there's other corners that are easily available, and we didn't break the bank from. Cool, perfect, perfect. I like the signing. I like the signing. And you never know. This year might be he might be put in a role where now he had 5 interceptions. You know, you never know. Interceptions are you can't judge a cornerback just based off interceptions. You never know. You never know. This year might be his year. He's gotten bad. He got the bag, so boom, he's about to go off. So okay, so within now we're gonna transition to oh yeah, we also I don't want to forget about the guy that we signed. Sorry, we also did sign uh Packers linebacker, former Packers linebacker Orden Burks. Orden Burks. Um, mostly a special team signing, which is good. You know, whatever. I don't know what else to say about. It's a good signing. It's gonna play for three special teams mostly. Um, hey, that's good. You know, I'm not gonna say that I know everything about it, but he's a free agent. I mean, he's a special teamer. Hey, I hope he comes in and does the job and makes our special team great. You know. Mm. All right. So my free agent play. All right. So my free agency plan now is kind of looking a little bit clearer now that some of the guys are knocked off the board. So we all know we lost Lakin Thomason. So now that our guys that are still out there that are left that I really want to make sure, not make sure like, but all these all these guys I want to bring back. I want to bring back on team friendly deals. I do not want to overpay these guys. I do not. And let's just get this out of the way. I'm not a capologist, and I know that there's ways to get get you guys get what we need and still be under the cap. So I'm not going to try to make this old dream team roster or whatever. The the guys that I'm gonna bring back are reasonable. They're gonna be they're gonna be realistic. All right, so let's just bear with me. So when I'm naming these names, just understand that we're gonna make deals and we're gonna be able to fit them under our contract. You know, it's not gonna be some fantasy dreamland. All right, so let's just so we got. I really want Raheem to come back. I feel like bring Raheem back on basically an all guaranteed incentive deal where he's let me see Raheem's Mostert is doing they're asking on PFF they're giving him a 2 year no it's actually a 1 year $1.5 million contract, and I say for just because we know Raheem Mostert, let's just do a 2 year 2 year 2 year contract, 2 year $2 million per year contract. You know, all guaranteed or the all incentive base. So you have to, just bet on yourself. We bet on you. Let you bet on yourselves to make this money. That's what we want to do. We want to make it so at both sides work. So we want to bring back Raheem Mostert, Tom Compton, because we need that solid O line depth. He you want to replace him? Well, at least we know Tom Compton is a suitable backup. It's suitable to be on the line. He started for us the whole time, this whole run from Mike McGlinchey. Not saying he's better, but he's bringing him back is will be you got to bring him back just for how he performed. But it's got to be on a team friendly deal. Dan Brunskill, got to bring him back just because you don't want to. He's a solid run. He's a solid guard, solid guard. I don't really great. I don't think there's no reason for if you upgrade, what are you gonna do? You don't want to spend all these assets in the run or in the guard. If he's doing the job, and he showed you that he's doing the job, he should be able. We should just pick him up. We got Z's. Z's is what makes me nervous because he deserves big money. He deserves big money, and he's a star. He's gonna be a star, and the 49ers tendered the second round on him, and that shows you how they feel about him. Because I feel like they're trying to get a deal worked out, and two let me see, second round tender. This is a lot. This is a lot, man. But I would like him to come back. Definitely want him to come back. We want Trent Sherfield because he has that connection with Trey Lance. They really worked together during the season. For like and anytime Trent was in the game, or anytime Lance was in the game, Trent, him and Trent they had that nice connection. So bringing him back, I don't think will be a bad thing. And he was solid on special teams. So that's good depth. So Jordan Willis, Marcel Harris, Jawan Jennings, definitely want to bring back. Definitely want to bring back. And there's others. There's others. Let's go. We'll go on over the cap and see. Let's get it really. So, so what names are not bringing back? Josh Norman, definitely not. Jaquaski Tart, Jaquaski Tart. Yeah. Yeah. We'll come back to Jaquaski. We're actually, yeah. So let's go. Let's save him for later. So I would like to bring him back, but after we've tested the market and we see if we can't hit on, he's not our first choice. He's not our second choice. Kwan Williams, I don't want to bring Kwan back. Just I would really, really, really want to upgrade the nickel position. We already talked about Tom Compton, Arnike. Arnike, I would love to bring back. And I think honestly, I think we can meet in the middle as far as Arnike. I know we have the reputation of 1 year, 1 out. But let's reward this guy that came in, turned up for us. We already know what he's gonna do. Let's pay him. Let's pay him. I say let's pay him. Let's meet in the middle, and I would say let's bring him back. Let's see what we can do to bring him back. Dante Johnson, bring him back because he's always gonna be that last corner on on your roster, and we know when he comes in, we already know as a team, we know he's solid. I think he's the best solid. He's the best option as your fourth, fifth corner. If he's our last corner, I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with uh Dante Johnson stepping in for us if one of our corners were to go down. Bring him back. Marcel Harris, bring him back. Resign him. Not less. Bring him back. Bring him back. Son. Resign him. Resign him. Resign him. I like Marcel Harris. No, no bet on Benjamin, Ross Dwelly. No, Trent. We already talked about Jason Verrett. Yes, bring Jason Verrett back. Richie James. No. Jeff Wilson Jr. No. Contavia Street. No. No. Well, he's a restricted free agent, so we might have no choice for him. But I don't honestly, I don't want him back. I feel like we definitely got upgrade from him. We definitely got upgrade from him. And yeah, yeah. So those are our guys. Those are our guys. Now, so those are the guys I went through. Those are now from the outside guys. These are the guys that I want to start off at. Are I feel like how we should attack the rest of this free agency. I'm gonna bring in this one I wanna go hard after Tyron Matthews. Actually, Tyron Matthews, and actually if he's commanding too much money, I'm okay. After doing some research and I have to watch the tape on this guy, but after going through and just price, bring him in. Just for all that we can do with him. So Tyron Matthews, you can bring him out. He can play free safety. He can come in. He can play strong safety. He can come down in the box. He can cover the tight end, and he can do all that. And guess who else can do all that? Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward can do all those things. Now just imagine if you have two safeties that can do both. Do both. Now it doesn't matter what side you go. You have a defense that's flexible to anything that you put out on that field. You got tight ends. You got tight ends. Okay, who you want? Who you want to cover on this side? Okay, go ahead and take Honey Badger, come down, cover him. Jimmy Ward go over the top, or vice versa. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at any time. At any time, and it could be a communication on them. Not even, not even a Demarc Demario, uh, D'Amico Ryans. I'm drew a blank. No, it doesn't even have to be him. It can be them because they're savvy vets. Bro, I'm going high. I'm going high. You go low. You go low. You know that kind of communication on the field because it doesn't matter. They both can do the same thing. And that gives Jimmy Ward the capabilities of being that ball hawk, being able to get more turnovers because you saw he was the only safety. He got 3 picks. Yeah, they were all against Matt Stafford, but he got 3 picks. So I mean, if he can do that more, and plus what Tyron Matthews brought to the table, they both had 3 picks last year. So that's three, that's six. You know, you bring in um, Ward, our new corner. You know, he got what? How many picks did he got? I think he got 2 picks. He got 2 picks last year. So six. That's six. That's 8 picks. All right. So that's 8 picks. That I think that's we can go through. If we can get Matthews for the right price, I'm good with that. I'm actually great with that. All right. Now, but if we can't get Matthews, and a guy that I would like to bring in, I like to bring in his name is Jaron Curse. He was with the Dallas Cowboys. So he's a strong safety, 6'4", 250. He had 2 interceptions last year, 3 missed tackles last year. What else? And his passer radio allowance was 83.2. 83.2. That's great. That's good. That's good. and then yards allowed, 10 yards, 10 yards per reception that he allowed. I think that's pretty good for safety. I think we bring him in. So if we ended up doing this for Jaron Hurst, I'm thinking that we're also drafting. If we bring him in, then we're drafting. We're also drafting. We're bringing in a safety as well. So if we go that route, then that's the way we're going to go in the draft as well. So because when we're going to bring him in, we're going to bring him in on uh 3 year, huh? A 3 year deal, 3 year deal, 5 mil, 5 mil a year, and but we're gonna be developing the safety under him. All right, so that's my plan at safety. Go hard at Tyron Matthews, then come back for a Jared Curse. And if we can't do that, then we always I feel like we can always come back to Tart. Tart was I wouldn't mind Tart coming back, but I would like for us to exhaust all measures as far as um looking for a safety. I want us to be able to look for an upgrade on our safeties before coming back to Tart, because I'm all for the bringing back, but we can do better. We can do better as far as in that position. We can do better. All right. So corner, we already got that. We're bringing another free agent corner. Um, and if we do it, it'd be nice to bring in a nickel, but at this point, the idea I believe that they're gonna have is either either Mosley is gonna come in to kick inside and do the nickel. You know, if he does, if we do decide to pick up a nickel, I would like for us to pick up. I would like us to bring in somebody like Bryce Callahan or Kyle Fuller. Those are the two names that I would like us to bring in as far as nickel. Um, those two have been nickel. Have played nickel in their past and or slot, and those I would think they would be really great upgrades from uh Kawan Williams. So those are the other two. And only edge defender that I'm really want to make a hard press on, and he's probably my two. There's probably two walking into the free agents. I would say two. There's three people that I would want to get. I would like to get coming out of here. All right, three people that I would like to get coming out of here: Tyron Matthews, Chandler Jones, and Marquez Valdez Scantling. Those are the three that I would absolutely love coming out of here. So let's move on to Chandler Jones. It's the guy came out and said it's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about scheme fit. Well, if you look around and he wants to stay in the NFC West, he wants to stay in the NFC West. Where else would you want to go? Where? You come over there to us? You got Nick Bosa, you got Eric Armstead, you got Javon Kinlaw, and you got you, and then Samson Amicon coming off that rotation, and then what other rotational players that we're gonna get that we're gonna sign, bro. Chandler Jones will be that's what we need to do. We need to focus on getting Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones. That's what we need to get as far as that. And everybody else would we can just go in the draft. We can just attack him in the draft. But Edge, Chandler Jones. Ooh. set this D line. We'll take it to another level, another level, another level. There won't be any need to, if you ship Bosa, you got to worry about Jones on the other side. They're not going to be able to chip. They're not going to be able to chip if you bring in someone like Chandler Jones. They're not. It's going to fuck other opponents' lineup. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. That's the only D line that I want. That's the only edge defender that I want. And that's Freely. That's the only one. Everybody else can kick routes. Okay. All right. Going on to the next thing. So now we gotta address the line. Well, for the line, I think is gonna be. I think they kind of told us what we're gonna do for the line, but I have some. I have some. Sorry, I'm late last night. I have some. I have some keys for so far. Guard. Guard. We got to replace our guard. I want to do. Yeah, Alice Norwell that we can bring in, and then Quentin Spence. I would like to take a look at. Those are the two guys I would like to take a look at and bring them home on cheaper contracts. They're really good in the run game, and that's what we need. Decent pass drop. Offer there's no studs out there right now. There's no studs, so we have to do what we got to do. All right, and I think our offensive line coaches have been doing a good job as far as getting what we have, putting the best product on the field. We're gonna have some weaknesses and whatever. So these are the two guards that I would like them to take a look at. I will bring in. So mostly those two, and then we have Darren Williams. Darren Williams is a right guard. I mean, a guard slash right tackle. Better right tackle starter than guard. That's that's a good thing because we need someone to start right tackle for Mike McGlinchey just in case he's not hurt. I mean, just in case he's hurt. So if we have someone like Daryl Williams, or he can come in and compete for a guard position, and if McGlinchey's not ready, he can start right tackle. He can start right tackle, and him and Tom Compton can compete for the backup of the right tackle spot. That's who we want to bring in. We want to bring in someone that's going to be able to play multiple positions. So then, so now we have to like it goes on to. So we just literally talked about it. So uh, bringing in someone for Mike McGlinchey. So the two other guys I would like to I will bring in, not bring in, but like take a look at these two guys. These two free agents are still out there. We got Morgan Moses and then from the Jets, and Trent Brown. Trent Brown was with us, and we drafted him out of Florida, I believe, for a six. I believe he was a sixth round pick out of Florida. I believe that's what it was. And we drafted him. And I feel like if he wants to come home, I understand why he's a very serviceable right tackle. We actually had him. Then we traded him. Then we drafted Mike McGlinchey. So, you know, we can bring him back, you know. But it's got to be for a decent price. Now, we got the O line taken care of. So any of those guys that I named will be. I'm happy with bringing any of those in. Now these next two guys, I would like to bring in two because we're going to need playmakers for Trey. We're going to need playmakers for Trey. And these next two guys I feel like we'll take our offense. We'll add another dimension of our offense that we don't have right now. So these two players are so first one is OJ Howard. OJ Howard, I believe that he will be in that same role that Kyle Shanahan put what's his name? Jordan Reed in, where that's the if we could have had George Kittle healthy and Jordan Reed healthy at the same time, that would work fits in Kyle Shanahan's um, offense. Him and Marquez MVS. I can't. Valdez Scantling. Yeah. Marquez Valdez Scantling. Him. Straight burner. That's one of the things that we need as this offense. We need somebody that's going to stretch this offense, and that's going to just blow the top, like just streak down the field and stretch the defense and stress the defense. And we need a burner that's going to just go and as what is it? As Eric Crocker says, air that hoe out, right? Air that hoe out. That's what we need. And just straight burner, and give him a decent contract. Give him a decent contract. You know, don't overpay him. Don't well, give him a decent contract. What? How much is he in Pro Football Focus? And have him 2 years, 10 million. 2 years, 10 million. Oh, okay, that's decent. That's decent, man. Make it happen. Make it happen. We need more weapons around this kid. We need more weapons around this kid. Same with OJ Howard. OJ Howard, 1 year, $4 million. So we give him a 1 year prove deal. Okay, cool. 1 year, what 1 mil for 1 year, $4 million. That's what Pro Football Focus is giving him, like rating his contract out to be his next one. 1 year prove deal. He bring him in because the risk outweighs the reward because he's an athlete. Let's make it work. So those are the two offensive weapons that I would, and with all those additions will let us know what we need to focus on in the draft because we with the draft, what they're saying is it's very it's Dion heavy is Dion heavy and wide receiver heavy along with others. It's really littered with great talent. So if we don't we plug the holes that we need, anything that we don't have, that's what we attack in the draft. All right, simple as that. But that's my plan. Those are my plans that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna be keeping track of these guys. So as it goes down, I'm gonna hammer down on who I would like to pick, and we'll just keep track of who the Niners have and who I have as far as our and I'll build my team off of that, and we'll go from there, and we'll see who how the guys I felt like they should have signed, how did their season turn out, how did their stats go versus the people that the Niners brought in, and we'll just compare, all right. But our next episode we're gonna talk about our draft needs. I'm currently breaking down tons of draft prospects and looking at film and who we should draft and uh, I wish that we can go ahead and see what pick we're gonna get for Jimmy. But we have what 10 draft, nine draft picks, and we're known to jump up and down. So I believe that if we don't pick it the first round, we're gonna be picking in the second round early. We're gonna get this draft. We're gonna come around with some studs. We're gonna get some studs, and That's what we're gonna talk about next episode. Next episode, draft, because draft season is almost upon us. Well, it is upon us, but we're gonna be really talking focus on draft prospects. All right, that'll be it for me. And like I said, this is Smoking Niner guy, and I'm red and gold till I'm dead and cold. One.